Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Adulting with Dion, where we try to clear some doubts about adulting. Grab a drink, take a seat, and let's begin. And also, today we have a few cameras. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with all these cameras, but I guess we shall start with something new, I guess. Today, let's talk about my coming out story. It's very personal. I'm not sure if coming out is a adulting topic for everyone, but at least for me it was. So today, let's talk about my coming out story. For context, I didn't really have to come out to people because I was quite extroverted, and my mannerism, my personality, they are kind of like hints to who I am as a person. So I don't really keep it a secret, but I still do get questions like, oh, are you gay, or are you into guys? Ever since I was very young, maybe 6-7 years old when I entered primary school. So let's start from the very beginning, okay? When I was young, I was compared a lot to my twin brother. He's very, very straight though. He's, I wouldn't say super masculine, but he's just a very straight person, like a cisgendered man. I guess comparison is very normal when it comes to twins. In terms of sexuality or personality, I was always the feminine one and he's the masculine one. But even without him in the picture, I would still be very feminine and loud. But I wasn't always like that. Back in primary school, I was actually quite introverted and quiet back then. I was still pretty much in the closet and still in denial of my sexuality. And the denial, right, I guess it comes from shame and embarrassment. It is almost my identity is a secret that I don't want people to know, that I'm actually ashamed of. But back in primary school, I have no interest in guys at all. I actually dated, not really dated, but puppy love kind of date a girl in primary school. And also I was always interested in girls from primary 1 onwards, but still back then I was still very feminine compared to other guys. It was not until secondary school where I was low-key, I had feelings for my guy friends, but of course I was still very closeted, so nothing happened. When I went to secondary school, I became more extroverted and more loud. I remember I was the chairman of the student council, which was in charge of the orientation camp for the freshies. So you know how you have to give instructions and on stage with the mic and everything. There was once I remember during lunch, one of the freshies, he came up. We were sitting together at a table, so he went ahead and asked me, "Are you gay?" Then of course I was quite shocked. I was no, I'm not. But then I asked him why. So he replied oh, actually just from the way you stand on stage and the way you talk, I thought you were gay. So I was still laughing about it, but then I guess my body was not in the closet, my posture and everything. I was pretty sure I was standing like an idol, like a K-pop idol, ready to sing. But well, yeah. When I went to Polytechnic, Singapore Polytechnic, I did get same questions from my peers, but still in denial pretty much. So there was a close friend of mine, Ray, okay, shout out to Rachel, okay, Rachel Chua. She's a real friend, she's amazing. So other people that I'm not close to but they know of me, they will go and ask Rachel about me. So they'll go ask, oh, is Dion gay? Then she would actually defend me. She would say he's not, he's just not masculine. Bless her, I swear. She actually told me this story when I came out to her, or I told her officially that I was dating someone, which was 5 years after we graduated from school. So up to then, she was still defending me. She was still telling people that I was straight. So yeah, so in Polytechnic, I was still not out to anybody, but I was just me. People can sort of tell, but I don't outright just say that oh yes, I am, or something like that. As mentioned in the first episode, I went into national service right after my graduation. That's actually when I started exploring my sexuality fully. I guess with all NS men, I guess the hormones is all raging inside the camps. I'm going to omit some of the details about this guy because I guess it can implicate that person, and I'm not sure if he's out of the closet or if he want people to know about him. Okay, so this person, let's call him like Barry. Okay, so Barry, he was pretty much in the closet. Okay, but then he was a closeted bisexual, so he was dating girls in the army, but he was also interested in guys. Yeah, he was only closeted to like our army friends or like his army friends, and not his outside friends. So outside friends, right, he's quite open about it. So the whole time when we were dating, nobody knew about it, and then when we broke up, nobody knew about it, and he kind of ghosted me, which was terrible. And I was like kind of devastated because nobody knew, right? I couldn't tell anyone about it. Then it's all kept inside. I told my friends about it because like one of them like noticed, actually a few of them noticed that I was very down, that I was like posting like emo IG stories on Instagram. Something is like happening to me. So I did tell my friends about him, but then I replaced him with a her. So the whole time I am just telling them about this girl that I was dating, and then I got ghosted. Yeah, I don't know why I did that, but then I guess I was not comfortable coming out back then. Okay, but so after I dated him, like I was mentally finally able to accept myself as someone who is queer. Okay, I wasn't sure whether I was bisexual, pansexual, or gay, but then I was like, okay, I can be in the spectrum, and I'm fine with that. I'm dating this guy that I like, let's just start from there. Like before that, I don't know why, but it didn't hit me that I might be like bisexual or like just not fully gay. Like I didn't want to be gay. Like I don't know, maybe it's like the connotations that come with it. I didn't want to be like ridiculed almost. Yeah. After I got ghosted, I kind of just stayed in the closet for a while until I went to Singapore Airlines. Okay, when I went to Singapore Airlines and I started flying, I got into dating apps, to meet other people, to chat other people, and then I went for a few dates. The first official time that I came out to someone was to like someone that I don't know, not I don't know lah, but she was someone that I was working with, so like my crew, and I don't know where were we flying to. I cannot even remember who is she now. I just know that they were like leaders on board. So she was the chief stewardess, so the one in red. And I was like pretty junior back then. So I was brought up to business class to like chat with them and for them to get to know me a little bit. The chief stewardess just casually asked, oh, so are you into guys or girls? And for context, like in Singapore Airlines, it is a very open-minded environment. It's like very freeing, I would say. There's no judgment and there's no discrimination because there are quite a number of queer people there. So that was when I felt comfortable to come out to someone. Yeah. So I replied to her like, actually I think I might be into both guys and girls. Yeah. And then she just very casually just replied, nowadays young people are into that. Very interesting. Then just move on to other questions. That was like, okay, quite shocking, but that was nice, I guess. Like there was nothing big of a deal about it. And then as you guys know, COVID came around, and then everybody was like a little bit depressed about the pandemic and the lockdown and everything. And I remember meeting my friend Mandy in Orchard. She's my batch girl from Malaysia, and back then she got retrenched from Singapore Airlines. And then when I met up with her, she told me she just broke up. So she was like very, very low. And like I don't know why, but I decided to like come out to her. Like in my head, I guess I was like thinking it might be a good distraction since she's like super devastated and like down about her own life. Let me just distract her by telling her that I'm into guys. So I just told her, I'm not sure if this is something you want to hear right now, but maybe to like distract you, I'm actually like into guys and I am currently like going on dates, but no one's serious right now. We kind of laugh it off because like it was never a secret almost. Like I was in the closet, but then the closet is transparent kind of thing. Mandy knew about it. Like she could guess but cannot confirm kind of thing. And then we just chatted about it and chatted about her relationship, my relationship, my dating life. I am not sure if it did distract her a little bit from her reality. Mandy, if you are watching this, can you please let me know if it was a good distraction? And then after coming out to Mandy, right, that's when I like decided I'm gonna come out to my close friends. It's not like it's a big deal, but I guess I want my friends to know. You know, maybe they can help me introduce me to like guys to know, or just let them know because they are my friends and they matter in my life. So slowly I started to come out with my friends, right? But there was only one time that I got super nervous about it. Like I almost had trouble coming out to my primary school friend. Okay, her name is Chin, but not because we are like super close friends or like we are like BFFs. We are like primary school friends, so we know each other for super long. She's quite open-minded. It's not like she'll discriminate me or something like that. So like we had a mutual friend, okay, Zoe. Some of you guys know Zoe from my TikTok because she does like Taylor Swift content with me. So back then, Zoe just opened her art studio. Then I went over to her open house and then just chill, and then we just having dinner. And I remember I just casually just came out to her, and then I told her that I am thinking of like telling Chin as well, because you know she's our mutual friend and she's my primary school friend. I've known her for like a super long time. We planned another date for like the three of us to meet up again. So the dinner would be like a coming out dinner for me to like Chin. Very weird, but okay. The night eventually like came. Then we were all just chatting, and then suddenly Zoe just went, Dion has something to tell you. Which I think mentally I was not prepared for. So I kind of like choked up a little bit. And I was like, out of nowhere, I just kind of stutter and just became very nervous. I like just told her, I don't know where to start, but like, then just this happened for quite a while. But eventually I got over this like small hurdle, you know, and then like came out to her, and then everything was like alright. I guess it was the push that Zoe suddenly gave me, and then also I didn't have a message in my mind of like what to say or how should I tell her. As a super long-term friend, okay, this is like 15 years friendship. Like of course I'm afraid of judgment and also her not accepting me. So I think that was what I was thinking back then. And it was actually quite funny because actually that night, right, Chin thought that Zoe and I, we were dating. So that dinner was for us to like tell her that we were dating. Then we were like, no, no. It's just that I want to come out to you, that's all. Okay, so at this point, right, I've came out to a few friends of mine. I was just on like dating apps, and I was just chatting with guys and going on dates, but nothing serious and not really interested in anybody. Yeah, until I matched someone on OkCupid. Yep. This is not an ad because the relationship failed. Let's call him Andy. Okay, we shall call him Andy. Andy is a very openly gay person, and we like went on dates, and we do like each other. And he was nothing like Barry. Barry is very closeted. Andy was like quite openly gay, like he was quite out there. I guess for me it was very new. I went on dates with other people. It was just chatting and stuff. When I chat with Andy was very refreshing, I feel, because he was out to his family, he was out to his friends, and he was just very free. So we started dating for a little bit. This Andy guy, right, he'll come over to my house like almost every day to stay over. Whenever I was in Singapore and not flying, he would be at my house. Openly just come to my house, have dinner, and then stay over. I also was like, I'll just stay over because I have my room to myself, right? Just stay over. And then because Andy is staying over every single day, like my mom also would notice, right? And then she would eventually, like, I think she got it. She got the idea of us dating. So she would ask, like, if one day Andy is not here, is not coming over, she would ask like, hey, your friend not coming up today? Then I would just tell her, no, he's not coming today. I guess like Andy did help me to come out to my family, like officially or not officially. Like we don't talk about it. In our family is something that we don't talk about, or I don't talk about. I don't want to talk about it. I guess it's very uncomfortable for me to talk about it, and my parents are traditional but also open-minded. And then I also don't know what is there for me to talk about if I were to come out to my family. I know that they know. Why am I gonna bring it up? Okay, but eventually like things between Andy and I like didn't work out. Long distance did not work for him because I was cabin crew, right? So I'll keep flying around. And then he also wanted to focus on his career, which I think is like kind of lame. That's a very bad excuse. I was actually quite annoyed. I took up special duties because of this guy, like partly because of him, because he didn't like the long distance, right? So I went to take up this office job in SQ. He broke up with me like before I started the job. So I went to the office the first day as a single person and heartbroken. And actually I remember telling my colleagues about it. I was like, ugh, annoying. Okay, so like after that I went back into the dating scene, using dating apps and all. I'm not sure how people in Singapore go on dates for like the queer community. If I don't have my own clique of like queer people, I don't know where do I go and find more queer people other than like dating apps or like gyms or like CrossFits. So yeah, the same thing repeats itself, dating and then nothing serious until Miss motherfucking Taylor Swift comes Singapore. Okay, she came to Singapore and then I was on the apps and I matched with this guy who I'm currently seeing. I think he's watching this. Hi. We started talking because of Taylor Swift. We wanted to like do Cat 100 on like the last night because I told him that I actually wanted to go and listen on the last night, and then he said he don't mind coming along. That's when we started talking and stuff. So yeah, nothing really official yet, but I guess you guys can follow my socials at Dion Dion to see if we become official. Yeah, go ahead and follow me. You might see him around. We are coming to the end of this episode. I think it's quite short. I just want to tell like my younger followers out there who are queer and also closeted, please take your time to do whatever you want. You know, explore, figure out, research, know more about yourself, discover. Like you can tell from my stories, like everything happened in my timeline and under my control. So like I came out to my colleagues at like 22 years old. I came out to my friends at like 24, and then I'm like fully proud of my identity when I was like 25. Yeah, kind of a late bloomer, but like very comfortable with the whole process. Like, do I regret not coming out earlier? I'm not really sure. It's like a yes and no kind of thing. Like, I'm not sure what are the things that I missed out in life and what are the things that might turn out worse, you know. But that's something that we will never know, so no point regretting. But yes, you have to be in control of your life. I do know that sometimes there are people that might not have it. They don't have control over their own life. I'm just very sorry to anyone who did not have the choice to come out and was forced to come out, maybe by friends or by someone who know about them and then them telling the world. That is actually very terrible and it's very sad. Like, with that said, it is also good to plan your coming out. Like, if your family is against it or if your life will be affected by it, talk to a friend, or you can talk to me. You can just message me. See how the situation of you coming out, will it affect your family dynamics? Will you be kicked out of the house almost, you know? Give me some context. We can talk about it. If I can go back in time and talk to my younger self, like 17 years old Dion, oh my god, let me get a picture. I'm having my RuPaul Drag Race moment. I'm not sure if you guys watch RuPaul Drag Race. You guys should watch RuPaul. Okay, maybe I can use this photo. Ta-da! This is 17 years old Dion. I'm not sure if I'm 17 here, but maybe younger. Okay. What would I tell him? Am I gonna cry? I don't think I'm gonna cry. I don't want to cry. I'm just gonna talk to him. Okay. Hello, Dion. Life is going to be interesting, but it's not gonna be easy. I know that you have a lot of questions about your sexuality and whether like people will judge you for it, but trust me, you'll be fine. In 2024, you'll become a very confident person in terms of your sexuality, something that you didn't expect, and actually people will look up to you. Yeah, that will be amazing. You will learn about the term pansexual, and that will be something that you find like the most comfort in. Just want to let you know that you are amazing, and if I'm not wrong, I think you will be like the president of student council like next year. So you're doing great. Okay, when you go to the army, you will learn this phrase. Okay, tough times don't last, only tough men do. Keep doing whatever you're best at. Stay happy and don't worry so much. Okay. Oh, that's nice. I don't know. I guess that I got a little bit like emotional thinking about all the times I felt wrong. I don't know. I guess it's a queer people kind of thing. Like we almost feel like it is wrong for us to be who we are. I'm not sure if you guys have learned a thing or two on this episode, but I hope at least enjoy the episode. Like RuPaul said, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen? I love that show, by the way. I love that show. I love RuPaul as well. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. In the next episode, we're gonna be talking about my degree. So I'm doing this part-time degree, which is sponsored. So I'm gonna tell you how I got sponsored. You guys can stay tuned for that. If you're watching on YouTube, please help me like, share, and subscribe. And if you are watching this on Spotify, please help me rate like 5 stars if you haven't already. And I shall see you next week, okay? Wednesday at 8 p.m. Goodbye! Hello, young Dion. This is so cringe. Okay, anyways, let's try to do this, okay?